I see that you're in a very good mood. And it's going to take about 2 hours. We had some difficulties with closing the hatch, but they have been resolved. Thank you.
Cady.
Дим, секундочку.
Дмитрию.
Paolo.
Ну что, Paolo, посмотрел свой корабль?
Did you take a look at your vehicle? Yes, everything looks great.
Nice tiger.
Он очень...
С вами.
Да, но у меня один на станции.
Yes, it's a very nice toy. I have one on the ISS as well.
He wait here.
This is my second one, and I like it a lot.
Why? It's your vehicle. Stay there. You're sleeping here for the next 3 nights.
Чтобы он принес вам удачу, чтобы все было хорошо, чтобы
We would like to wish you
замечательный корабль, который построил.
good luck and to thank you for this wonderful vehicle that you had built. We hope that it's going to perform as it was designed to perform. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And thank you for our spacecraft.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Я уверен, что этот корабль принесет
I'm sure that this vehicle
вашу безопасность.
will bring you luck. It will provide for all the necessary safety and will bring you to the ISS.
Удачи вам.
But the main thing I would like to wish you is health, happiness, and good luck. We liked the condition of the vehicle. We have no negative comments. Everything looks prepared and ready to go. We would like to thank all the specialists that work on preparing the vehicle.
Экскурс именно в историю нашего космодрома.
Поэтому я задержал ответом прием.
В этом магазине каникул, эту галерею всю поместим. Именно отслеживать все наши такие вот события. В знаменование этого события флаг Советского Союза побывал на шаттле после возвращения на
Cady, when you finish, look at that, please.
Thank you.
What do you think about this traditional?
I feel very lucky to be a part of this tradition. Everyone who signs here has a common dream and a common goal, and I'm very excited about going to station to see what I can do to make our dream come true.
What is your one? What is your story in the pocket?
This is my son's tiger, and it goes everywhere with me. But I had to pack it very early for space, so I have one already in space on launch day.
Good luck. So Paolo, look at that, please.
Paolo?
He needs to go to school and learn how to write his name.
What? That in what?
He needs to go to school and learn how to write his name. He doesn't know how to write yet, so we'll work on him in space.
Все, я прошу вас теперь большой зал.
аппаратуру тоже, ниже.
Два шага назад.
Чуть-чуть.
Ниже, ниже.
Я сейчас сюда встану, и вы ничего не снимете.
Я что ли свечу всем, мне фонарь. Лёха, подожди. Сейчас. Я должен это заснять. Я же веду свой сюжет. Нет, друг...
Peggy Whitson, NASA Chief Astronaut. Peggy, the TMA-20 about to be hoisted on the pad, multinational crew ready to launch. How is Cady doing? What is her level of readiness for a complex mission?
Cady is very excited about going. They got to say their goodbyes to their family yesterday, and actually I think they'll get to see them once again today, but they're all prepared to go.
This is going to be an incredibly complex increment, multiple vehicles. You almost need a traffic cop at the International Space Station. How is it going to be for 5 months for she and Paolo and Dmitry?
Well, it's going to be a very busy time for all of them. They'll be joining the crew of 3 up there already. But it's going to be, I think, a very exciting time because there are so many vehicles with the European automated transfer vehicle, the Japanese HTV, 2 Progresses, a couple of shuttles we hope, and it'll keep them entertained, very much so.
The launch pad, we are just a few months away from 50 years since Yuri Gagarin launched from this pad. You've been here multiple times, and we were just here a couple of months ago, but your sense of history as you watch the Soyuz being hoisted vertically?
Well, it's really special, I think, to be a part of a launch here because the first human in space launched from this pad. And so I think that's a very special aspect of launching from here, for at least it was for me anyway. So I'm sure that everyone understands that significance.
Mike Lopez Alegria, assistant to the Director of Flight Crew Operations for International Space Station. Mike, I know the Soyuz ready for launch in a couple of days here in Baikonur. You've met with Cady and Paolo and Dmitry. How is their level of readiness? How is Cady doing as she prepares to fly on the Soyuz?
Everyone's great. They can't wait, I'm sure. They're, they got a couple more days of formal things to do, press conference, state commission, etc. A couple of visits with their families, but I'm sure they're chomping at the bit.
You flew with Cady Coleman a little over 15 years ago on the SDS-73 mission. What does Cady bring to the table in what's shaping up to be a very complex increment?
Well, Cady's a scientist by training, but she has some operational background as a member of the Air Force, so she's a little bit of a jack of all trades. I think for this crew she'll be an interesting balance between Dima, her commander, and also Scott Kelly, who will be the station commander when they get on board, and the rest of the crew. So I think it's a very well-rounded, spread out in terms of talent and personality crew.
The shuttle launch schedule still has to be firmed up pending testing on the external fuel tanks down at the Cape, but it's shaping up to be a rapid-fire succession of vehicles to the space station over the next 3 months or so. Your thoughts on that?
Well, it's interesting that the vehicle traffic model is fast becoming the most complex issue that we have to work. So not only does a technical aspect and the weather have to cooperate, but now we've got to fit those events into certain slots based on all the HTV, the ATV, pretty soon will be the commercial cargo supply ship. So it's going to be a real juggling act over the next, I think for the foreseeable future.
Kirk Shireman, the ISS Deputy Program Manager. Kirk, back here at the Baikonur Cosmodrome, TMA-20 on the launch pad, ready to go. Your thoughts as you saw the vehicle being hoisted vertically and in the early morning and freezing temperatures here. How did it go for you?
It was wonderful. It was a little chilly this morning, and of course the sun this time of year doesn't come up till late. But it is a beautiful sunrise. It's great to see the rocket, and it'll be a great expedition. So we're really looking forward to these guys going up in space and working in a busy expedition.
You go back to a 6-person crew later this week, but this increment is shaping up to be one vehicle after another, after another, after another, almost rapid-fire succession. How complicated will Expedition 26-27 be?
Well, the real complication of this expedition is going to be all the, like you say, all the vehicle traffic and the choreography between the the Japanese HTV, the European ATV, Russian Progress vehicles, and of course the shuttle flights that will be coming up in February and April. So it's really going to be quite a choreography. Plus there's 2 Russian EVAs, so making sure the vehicles are all spaced right, that there's time for the crew to offload one vehicle and then prepare for a departure of those vehicles. It's going to be quite complicated, but these guys are ready to go, and our ground teams who are preparing all the plans are ready to go. So I believe we'll have a very successful expedition.
The word international really comes into play for the International Space Station over the next few months. In this second decade of permanent human occupancy, how has it all come together?
So it's been great. Like you said, it's wonderful to have all the cooperation between the various countries, and there's nothing like this expedition that shows it. With, like I said, the Japanese and European vehicles together with the Russian vehicles and U.S. vehicles all coming up in this short time frame. So a great partnership, a great teamwork, and we'll get to see it unfold over the next 6 months.
Can't get away without thinking, just 4 months shy now, the 50th anniversary of the launch of Yuri Gagarin from this same launch pad. Always an impressive thought.
It is. It's amazing, and the operation here is truly fascinating. Every time I come and watch, the fact that they bring this rocket out horizontal, in just a few minutes it's vertical, and that's only a couple of days before they actually launch it into space. So it's a fantastic operation. These guys have been doing it for many years, and successfully, and we look forward to continue to work with them and many more years of success.
Josh Simpson, Cady Coleman's husband. Josh, Cady's ticket to ride behind you here on the launch pad at the Baikonur Cosmodrome. Your thoughts as you saw this whole process of the vehicle rolling out, being erected vertically. Amazing for you.
Just a whole cascade of thoughts, really, that this is, for Cady, the culmination of a dream, a lifetime of preparation, and actually 3 years of intense preparation now. I actually thought, as the train went by earlier today, of how her meeting with Sally Ride years ago got her interested in the space program to begin with, and how only last week she got to meet with Valentina Tereshkova, and how, what a history, 50 years of space flight, and she's about to ride this rocket. It's just amazing.
Same launch pad from which Yuri Gagarin launched almost 50 years ago, just 4 months shy of that anniversary. Well, how struck are you by the history of this place?
Well, it's amazing because, of course, Kennedy Space Center is the same way. There's a great deal of history there. There are many launch pads, but that this is the spot where Yuri Gagarin left from, and where Sputnik left from, and where my sweetheart is going to go. It's very significant. And as I said, it's utterly. It's been Cady's goal to do a long duration mission for years, and I'm just so pleased for her. I'm so happy. We'll miss her. My 2 sons and I will miss her, but we're actually looking forward to her giving us random phone calls and seeing her on Skype every now and then.
And how ready is she for all this?
You know, I think she's really in the last. I mean, there's so many details. There's so many things that you have to figure out and make sure that you've got right, along with years of training. And I think she's ready, although knowing my wife, she'll be packing right till the last instant before she goes on board.